now want to speak about your results. Obviously, you grew up racing. So, how old were you in your first race of any kind?
I probably raced motocross when I was like 5 or 6. I was 15, and then BMX when I was 8. I went to the World Championships in America in 2001. And maybe raced for a couple more years after that, and then just came to downhill.
It's always been about racing and getting results. Would you call yourself very, very competitive?
Yeah, but even my dad, I used to think he used to be really good at motocross, and he's not as good now. But even me and him would go at it like, oh, what are you doing? Like, trying to race each other and stuff like that. So it's in my blood sort of thing for racing, and that's all I know.
And in 2009 you got bronze, correct me if I get this wrong, at the Junior World Downhill Champs, but you also won the World Cup Series.
Yeah, so 2009 was my final year as a junior racing World Cups, and I won the overall in Schladming on my 18th birthday. And then we had World Championships in Canberra in Australia, and it was a big race for me. I'd been working really hard for it. The team I was on at the time, they put everything into me for that race, and it just didn't happen. That's pretty much it. I rode as well as I could, which wasn't fast enough. So that was a bit of a pain, but like when you look back at the records, a lot of the juniors that won World Champs never really went on to do much after that, so maybe it was a blessing in disguise, but who knows.
And so in 2010 when you got the World Championship, you actually came 8th overall in the series. So what's more important to you, actually getting a rainbow stripes? I mean, I want a jersey with rainbow stripes, but the series...
I think I got 4th in
all the races.
I think I was 4th in the overall.
Oh, okay. So I've got that.
No, it's
so what's more important to you then?
Obviously I'm going to say World Champs now, I've won it, but like Aaron Gwynn will say World Cup overall, because there's consistency and there's this and that, and there's a lot more factors going into it, but there's so much going into World Champs as well. There's a lot of preparation. It's just one day, but no, like winning World Champs is probably one of the biggest things in my eyes. But when like I've heard people say, oh, it was just one run and you won and this and that. But like I didn't win World Cups, sorry, I podiumed a few World Cups that year, and I was on like the brink of winning World Cups, and it was just so close. Like Fort William, I can't remember what the exact time difference was, but it was really close. And then the week before World Champs in Val d'Isole, we're on the same second. So it wasn't like Aaron Gwynn crashed and I won.
Yeah.
It was like, so.
And it's not like you won by just a little bit, is it? Any other results that you've got in the past that really, I don't know, made you have that hunger for winning? So, I don't know, maybe when you're a child, you've got something that you're like, I really love winning.
Without sounding big headed, I've done quite well from when I started each sport. Like, I was national number 2 at BMX, and then in my first mountain bike race I got 4th. So I've always been quite up there, you know, and I think it's just that consistency that makes you want to keep doing it. There's no better feeling than winning, you know, so just winning is the best.
So obviously you're quite driven by results, but you also know to be quite a stylish rider. Is that important to you, or is that just a byproduct of how you race?
No, I think, like I said earlier, when you're playing around with your friends, that's a really good bit of riding. Like, there's no better feeling than just riding with your friends and whipping all the jumps and gooning around, just playing. And I think that is a big part in the week when you practice, you know, when you play riding. And I think that's what makes you better as a rider, you know. And last time I was out play riding, I dislocated my shoulder, so maybe I should calm down a little.
I like it, play riding. Okay, that brings us perfectly into the next sort of stuff. Where obviously you have a lot of injuries, and you've had a particularly big injury recently, so just
Yeah, this year, I think it was August time, I dislocated my shoulder out in France. I'd done a race the day before, and the next day we were in a bike park, so I just went out riding and just had a freak crash and dislocated my shoulder. So, but like I've had a good run with injuries. I've not really been hurt very often. Touch for a few breathing and all that. But no, I've not been hurt, so it's going to happen sooner or later. So you just have to take it on the chin and get fit and healthy, and then get out there again. So I just got signed off on Wednesday to go riding, and yesterday I was out on my motorbike and it was fine. So I know it's a good place to start and get out training properly and get back on the downhill bike.
Physically, what have you been doing to strengthen yourself?
I was having physio 2-3 times a week to get it going again, and then just doing light weights and stuff in the gym, using cables and TheraBand as a bit of my life. All that stuff, just doing really lightweight, just boring, again and again and again, and just like trying to get my arm over my head and stuff like that. And it's really rubbish at the time, but it's what you need to do to get going again. And I've been a little bit impatient, I guess, trying to get on my bike. But I got signed off on Wednesday, so everything must be alright. And just got to take it slowly and go back up.
And how do you feel when you watch the big races pass you by, cap to hand, back your regular journey?
Yeah, I watched World Champs this year, and I was in the van coming home from motocross with my dad. That's why I did a lot of watching motocross this past few months, which was even a stupid, silly decision of mine. So I was watching the World Champs on my dad's phone on the way home, and it was just... there's nothing you can say, really. I couldn't think of anything worse than not being there. It's been like that, the 2 World Cups and World Champs that we've had. So I've not missed a World Cup since I started. I've qualified for every final, and these are the first few races I've missed. And even World Champs, I went straight to senior World Championships. My first year I was able to, and this year not to be able to do it was pretty hard for me.
But there's always next year.
There is always next year.